So let's move to the third retirement readiness statement. It reads as follows: I understand the factors that must be considered in order to maximize my Social Security benefit. All right, Social Security is quite the confusing program these days, and even in recent times they've changed several of the laws to make less options on the table for you. But once you start Social Security, you draw that money plus COLAs for the rest of your life. So first, let's examine when you might begin to draw and how that affects you. You have this thing called full retirement age, and that depends on your year of birth, 66, 67, somewhere in there we have everyone hitting their full retirement age. And if you begin to draw your Social Security as early as 62, for every year earlier, you take about a 6% reduction in benefit. That reduction is permanent in nature, and you don't recover that because you get older later. Now, for those that wait beyond that FRA or full retirement age, you can actually get about an 8% increase every year in your Social Security check when you begin to draw it, up to age 70. So in the example you see here on the screen, you could see your check be 132% of what you thought it would be at FRA, or on the flip side, if you drew very early, only 75% or so of what you thought you'd get at FRA. So there's a broad swing of how much you will draw, and that is permanent for the rest of your life. Now, the factors that help you determine when you should draw should be such things as what's longevity in your family. One of the issues most people have to address with us is, if I don't draw earlier, how will I meet my cash flow needs? How will I have enough income to be ready for retirement? So we have to build in those factors. For you FERS employees that may be retiring before 62 and getting the special retirement supplement, the SRS, take note, SRS ends at 62, goes away. And then you can choose to begin drawing Social Security or not. It's not required that you have to draw at 62 if you had the SRS. So make sure that you are open to what the best time is for you to begin drawing Social Security. On a second point as it relates to Social Security, there are survivor benefits in such a program. This means you and your spouse could be drawing Social Security. When one of you passes away, the survivor will have the opportunity to draw the larger of the two checks. So sometimes in planning, again, this is not a recommendation for everyone in the audience, but just a thought to spur you on to studying and researching, figuring out what's best for you. Sometimes one spouse will allow their Social Security to grow to a larger amount, holding off on that, while to allow that benefit to be big enough so that the survivor can have that larger check the rest of their lives. The chances of one of you living beyond the break-even age, which is somewhere in your early 80s probably, the break-even age of drawing it earlier versus drawing it later, one of you will probably make it past that time frame. Thus, maybe waiting for one of those Social Security checks to grow, that might fit for you. Again, you need to look at several different options. The biggest issue we find as we deal with individuals is the budgetary needs. So other things on Social Security, let's address two functions. One is Social Security earnings test. If you're between the age of 62 and full retirement age, and you earn more than a certain dollar amount, $16,000, $17,000, depending on how old you are exactly, then for every $2 you make over the limit, you have to give $1 of the benefit back. 2-for-1 special, we call it. Now, at full retirement age, you can earn as much as you want, and Social Security will not be reduced. Now, take note, in this Social Security earnings test, things such as your pension, TSP withdrawals, those things do not count in this arena. Second, we have federal tax on Social Security. Once we add your pensions, TSP withdrawals, maybe spousal income, and a portion of your Social Security to the mix, the government says Social Security begins to be taxable at certain rates. I have those on the screen for you now so that you can get a view of the very low thresholds. If you're married filing joint and your combined income is over $44,000, then you'll be paying tax on some portion of your Social Security benefits. So make sure that you're building that into your planning. Don't expect all of the Social Security check to come to you because of your situation.